Hello everybody and welcome back to more Aurora 4X. Let's get back in here and find out what happened last week. Last week, if I am not mistaken, we lost the NX Enterprise, the NX-01 Enterprise, with Jonathan Archer on it. However, Jonathan Archer was luckily able to use some fancy-dancy, moving his butt around fantastically technology, which I'm sure some people would argue is cheating. And he saved himself. Where did he go? Commander... Lieutenant... At least I thought he did. We were able to save him. It does not look like we were able to save Jonathan Archer. Oh no! No! Can we search? Does not look like we can search, so I'm pretty sure he was above Lieutenant Commander. We're looking at the white ones because the white ones are assigned. Actually, we're looking at the gray ones because he's not assigned at this point. So who is assigned? First Commander Tyler Blake. So he would have been in here. And no, it does not look like he's in there. Tyler Blake. Nope, he is not in there. So Jonathan Archer is dead. He's gone. Either that or the game glitched out and changed the name back. I don't know. I'm not quite sure. Whatever. Okay, so let's check our colonies here. We got Earth, which is working on some automated mines, which we need desperately on Dion here. Mining, it has completely been stripped out. It has nothing left of its own. Luna here, we have no population. It is all automated mines. And we don't even have, we have 10 terraforming units. We're pumping nitrogen into it. However, we have 0 atmospheres production. And that would probably be because we have no infrastructure there. So we can't even get one person there. So let's put up an order for demanding 1 infrastructure. And let's put up an order to supply 1 infrastructure on Earth. Oh, he's already supplying. All right, there we go. So hopefully it'll get there. And we can at least have some people there. Because you need people there to operate the terraforming installations. If they're a terraforming ship, you do not, which we will eventually do. Pardon the muffling, I'm moving my mic around. There we go. Okay, let's see. Yeah, Luna. We have nothing to build because we have no people there. And we have 2 million tritanium and 1 million mercasium left. We got about 1 million between the two. So that's awesome. They're getting pumped out to Earth. So that's tritanium, so we have 400,000 there, and mercasium, we got 400,000 there. So that's pretty good. On Dion, we have 500,000 duranium. Other than that, Earth is going to run out of resources insanely quickly here. Temple Turtle has some duranium. We have a bunch of stuff here on Venus. Io has some corundum. Mercury has a couple of good things. Mars has a couple of good things, but not... We're missing a lot of stuff. So we need to seriously get our prospectors busy. So BD Washington. What do we have in BD Washington as far as planets that we could inhabit? We're currently looking at BE. Let's look in BD. Doesn't look like anything at all, actually. Yeah, nothing we can inhabit there. Let's come into resources view. Let's start up here. Actually, you know what? It's going to be easier possibly to do it this way. Looking for huge deposits similar to that. Wow, that one actually is really good. We have nothing in AA Washington. Really? Why is that? Where's it at? AA Washington, so it's right there. Let's check AA Washington here. Alright. Can't expand that, which really sucks. So we got 70 It's 3 million uranium right here. It's a 0.3, so that's actually pretty good. I'm going to turn the music down just a little bit because it feels a little loud to me. I could be mistaken. Let's see. Yeah, so let's create a colony on that one and on that one. This one specifically because it has a lot of stuff there. Alright, now let's go looking through the other stuff here. Right, we got 3 million and 2 million uranium. Okay, one of them we have put a colony on already, because let's pop one down on that one. It's only a 0.1, but it'll be fine, trust me. 3 million corbellite, okay, 19 million tritanium. Overnight, we don't have a lot of in the system at all, and it's all on asteroids. So that's going to kind of suck. Let's see. We have 1 million mercasium on a moon here. Verdonite. Benderite. I don't know why I keep saying verdonite. I blame being human. Not a lot of verdonite. Venderite. I did it again. Yeah, not a lot of venderite in this system at all. No sorium, which is very, very highly unusual. And although we haven't completely surveyed it, we could have more stuff here. Okay, got tons of iridium. And corundium, we don't have much. And gallocite, we've got more gallocite than we're ever going to use, probably in the entire game. Okay, so let's see. Do we have any ships? No. Okay, let's design a ship just for surveying only. We have the Constitutions, which are, I believe that's the Enterprises. Columbia is, no, that's an NX class. All right, so let's redesign the Constitution here. So let's copy that. Delete the Mark II. I've seen people retire them. I just prefer to, or obsolete them. I just prefer to delete them straight up. That way they're not cluttering anything anywhere. All right, so let's rename this guy to the Constitution Mark III. Let's see what we can do. Let's go 100 and just strip everything off, because it's been a while since we used the ship. I don't even know what it's got going on here. Why do you need... Okay, let's click New Armor. Also, so it's got the newest armor. That's a good thing. Let's take a side step here into our research, see what we got going on. So we're working on terraforming, thermal, and mining production. All right. Let's come in here to technologies, research and owned technologies. Where's that owned technologies? Right there. There we go. So I'd like to do it this way. That way I can see exactly what I have. So I have no active sensors anywhere at all whatsoever. So let's design us a bunch of sensors. All right, and we're not going to be building fighters just yet. We're going to be building cruiser, frigate, destroyer type sizes. So roughly in the probably 30 to 100,000 ton range. So let's see, where was that fight? It was in B.E. Washington. Do we know how big that ship was? Does not look like we do. Well, snafu. So much for that. What I was hoping is I could design a sensor specifically to find him. We're just going to go with a 5,000 ton size detection. Electronic hardening we're going to put up to a 6 search sensor. That's what we want. Size, let's make it about a 20, I'm thinking. Yeah, 2.8 million kilometers, or billion kilometers. That's quite the reach. for a 5,000 ton object. That is just huge. And that's a 1,000 ton. Wow. Okay. Now, I like to name my sensors and all of my equipment very, very specifically. You might have seen it a little bit previously. So what I do is I do a parentheses with abbreviations for what it is that I'm looking for here. So search sensor, and then we're going to call this generation, Mark 1. So this is the first one in the line. And I could change this along the lines, or excuse me, down the road a little bit, because I kind of, I ebb and flow with how I name things. So sensor strength, this is 60. EM sensitivity is 24. Size is a 20/1,000 ton. Resolution 5,000 tons. Actually, I want to come back here, change this to a 1,000 ton. All right. Electronic hardening of 6. And we've already said right here it's a search sensor. And just for redundancy, put that at the back. Now, select all of that. We can't use our Control A. So we're going to do that. Cut that. Paste it over him, and there we go. We create it. It's going to cost 30,000 research points. Wow. It's going to take us several years to get all this stuff out. That's why I don't really design stuff very often. All right. We also want to pull up our research. That way we can keep this up as well. So research, sensors and fire control, and there it is right there, 30,000. Sensors and fire control, we are going to cancel that because we don't need that just yet. We want that. He needs to work on that. That is the paramount item. Okay, now I want to go down to beam fire control, which I have none of. Excuse me. However, I also do not have a missile fire control, and we're going to be designing some missiles, hopefully this episode, or even the next. One of the next 2 or 3 episodes. So once we get all of this tech designed, we're going to be designing missiles. So we need a fire control. So this, we're going to leave it exactly the same. So we want to paste that in there, and we just change this to missile fire control. Missile fire control. There we go. Now, we also want to make one for bitty stuff. So I'm going to take it to about a size 1. So this is for 50 tons, which is for missiles. And honestly, 43 million kilometers, that is more than enough for missiles. And in fact, the what was it, 6 billion kilometer range on this. That's why I didn't put the range on this one, is because it's superfluous. You don't need to know how long that is. So let's see. What happens if we pop this up? Let's take it up to 100 million. 100 million kilometers. Detection range. Let's paste that in there, and then we put range right there. 108 million kilometers. There we go. We need to change this to missile fire control. Missile fire control. Now this here will get basically erased out the end, as you can see here when we're designing our ships. So that's kind of why I put the MFC in the front. But this stuff here, that's the important stuff, because that's what we want to know when we're building our ships. All right, that's only a 3,750. That's nothing. And then let's change. We need a search sensor for missiles. And actually, I need to come back here and Yeah, I need to delete this. Because I didn't name it right. Go back to missile fire control. And this right here needs to change to a 2.5. And this needs to change to a 50. I do that quite often, actually. 8 million kilometer. Missile fire control. Alright, now we can do the search sensor of the same size. Okay, that gets dropped to a wrong button. 2.5, resolution of 50 tons. And this is a 36 million kilometer search sensor. Alright, and activate. There we go, we got those done. So next, beam fire controls. Beam fire controls, you have to have these in order to fire your beams. You can make your beams and your lasers and your microwaves and all that other good stuff as much as you want. Without one of these, you are shit out of luck, dead in the water. I generally will make them ×4 size, that way they track faster, hardening, ship-based system, and we have fighter only as well, but we're not going to do that. So, this is a beam fire control, range, let's make this a Mark 1, range of 75,000 kilometers, speed of 10,000 kilometers a second. The range stuff I leave off. Electronic hardening 6, and then beam fire control. Excuse me. We're going to put an S in the front for ship, because we are going to create one for a PDC as well. Alright, the only thing we change is that. Paste, and we go P for planetary. And bam, we are done with beam fire controls. CIWS, very important. This is your point defense. This is the stuff that if the missile gets too close, will automatically take over and fire for you. This stuff, I just slam it together as the best possible technology I can have. Just like in everything else. Well, not everything else, but most things. So we go CIWS, Gauss cannon for, let's see here, range 75,000 kilometers, the speed 10,000 kilometers per second. Sensor strength of 60. Rotation 5,000 kilometers a second. ECCM of 5. And again, we want to name this a Mark 1. Check. Alright, next, cloaking devices we don't have. EM detection sensors, these are very dang important. Yes. Want to make this. We don't quite want to make it a 50, although it wouldn't be bad. Although the research cost on it goes up exponentially. Let's make this about 20. Yeah, I can see that. Alright, so EM detectors. No, S for sensors. EM sensors. Mark 1, sensitivity of 24, size of 20/1000, hardening, electronic hardening of 6 EM detection sensor. Create that, and let's make one that's a little bit smaller as well, just in case we don't need that. Let's make one at a 10. Pardon me, I just had to sneeze. Alright, size 10, which should be about 500 tons. Yep, 500 tons. There we go. Alright, next, engines. This is the big baddie that we need. So we're on generation 8 is what we have created already. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6. We don't need to design any new engines, because I am perfectly okay using civilian class engines in my military ships because they're more efficient. And most of my ships will sit out and they will be out and about for 10, 15, 20, 30, 40 years. So, yeah. Alright. Gauss cannon. Rate of fire 4. Keep forgetting this. Mark 1 business at the front. Alright, velocity of 4. This is one bit that I've never quite understood as far as how to put it into terms in here. So I just kind of leave it out. And dang it, that's why I generally type it up there. Gauss cannon, Mark 1, rate of fire 4, velocity 4, Gauss cannon. Alright. Next, high power microwaves. Now, generally we don't have to create all of this stuff. I just like to do it. It gives me the most options for my ships. And if I discover that, oh, hey, this design isn't exactly working for anything at all, I can alternate to something else, which I really haven't had happen. 20 centimeter. Now, initially on these lower levels like this, I'll just design one. But once you get up to the point of like the 50, 60, 70, 80 centimeter, I tend to design like 4 or 5, like I'll do like an 80, a 60, a 50, a 35, a 20, and then a 10. Just to cover the various sizes of ships. So this is high-powered microwave, Mark 1. Focal size, 20 centimeters. Focusing technology 4. Charge of 1, which is really, really freaking slow in all honesty. It is really slow. And we also do range on this guy of 200,000 kilometers. Didn't I have rate of fire? No, I guess not. Okay, so then I'm also going to put a rate of fire in here of 50 seconds. So it's quite a slow gun, in all honesty. But it can do some decent damage if it hits just right. And it's small for the amount of damage that it can do. Create. Yes, high-power microwave. Jump engines, not going to mess with. Lasers. Alright. LSR. Then standard mount, one STD standard mount, 20 centimeter generation 4. recharge of 1. And I never reduce the size on my primary weapons. And then we have standard spinal and advanced spinal, so we're going to do the standard one. Alright, and then we're going to change to spinal. SPN. Now, you might not have noticed it, but the spinal mount actually makes it bigger. So we need to change our focal size. Oh. That's a 25 centimeter. Spinal mount, recharge. Okay. And then the advanced spinal is a 30 centimeter. Advanced spinal mount. Alright, we're getting close to the end here. Magazines. I don't know if I want to design them. Yeah, I might as well design those right now. Hit to kill 10, magazine size, make that a 30. Laminate, yeah, that's fine. Mark 1. 498. Capacity. Magazine, explosive chance. 5%. Hit to kill 10. And I will put magazine up front. Create. Mason cannon. I've never really used these, so I'm not going to do that. Missile engines. Okay. Missile engines, they're tricky. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, we're still on the Generation 8, so I don't put any abbreviations like that in front of the missile engines because they go into a separate queue of their own, so I just put Generation 8. Engine power. We're going to kick this up to a 2 for now. Fuel consumption of 0.3. And then the MSP, this is going to be our anti-missile missile, 0.1. So that's going to take up 0.1 space. Create that. Now, we eventually can get smaller than this, I think. I'm not sure, but I do know we can get this down to like a 0.01. I think 0.01. So we're going to pull this up to about a 1. Let's design a 0.5 and a 1. So everything else stays the same. Alright. Oh, that was a 0.49. Oh well. That'll be fine. Right. 0.2. Actually, I think I might have messed that last engine up. Power propulsion. Let's delete that one, because that one just doesn't feel right. I messed up all of these. Oh well, at least I haven't started researching them yet. That's okay. Alright. MSP 0.01. So I think that one's right. Yeah, I did do them right. Bloody hell. I was looking at the thermal signature here and it was just messing me up. But yes, I do. I want to add EP for engine power in there. That's what I was forgetting. knew I was forgetting something. 0.5. This episode will run a little bit long as we're designing stuff. In the next episode, I will release it the same date as this one, just to kind of that way you get some content. So this one is a 0.5, engine power 1.6. There we go. And then we want a 1.0. Right now, our technology isn't really enough to go above a 1.0 as far as this goes. That and a 3.2 engine is going to be plenty powerful enough to just get a missile there really quick. Alright, now we got missile launchers. We need to design a size 1. Okay, and a size 6. And then I'd also like to design a size 12. Those we will replace just on random. Particle beams, no, I don't really care for those. Plasma cannonades, power plants, we will need power plants. So we're going to do size 30 because, well, they're going to be on battleships and stuff, so I mean, right? Generation 8, we want to go power plant. Generation 8, size 30, power output 360. Power plant. Okay, next, railguns. Railguns I do use. I use them in 2 configurations. I use them in point defense and I use them in assault. Excuse me. Alright, so we go RG for railgun. Mark 1. And I double spaced here. Alright, so this one is 10 centimeter. Velocity 4. Recharge of 1. Rate of fire 15 seconds. Alright, copy that. Then I do one in a 20 centimeter at this technology level. Okay, that was supposed to be centimeter there, but that's fine. 60 seconds, recharge 1, velocity 4, alright. Now we don't have absorption shields. To this day, I do not know how to make absorption shields. I have tried, but I can't figure it out. Alright, this one we go SHLD, generation 4, recharge of 2, fuel consumption of 0.3 liters per hour, shield strength of 2.5. Alright, that's the only shield we need. And then last but definitely not least, we have thermal sensors. That's a TS. Mark 1. Thermal sensitivity 24. Make these as big as we can. Size 2500. Electronic hardening, I believe it's an 8. No, we only have 6. Okay, and I believe that's... Yeah, we want sensitivity of 1200. And that's it. These are really big, but they're really important. And there we go. So, before we end this episode, we're a little bit over time right now, but it's going to pay off in the long run. We're going to cancel all of these current projects because this is going to take a long time to get all this stuff done. It's going to take us several years. I'm just going to queue it all up in order. Power production, we have this guy with 10. So we can queue the power plant. Queue that. Queue that. How much are these costing? I don't even know. Oh, that's cheap. 80. Wow. Yeah, really cheap. Alright, that's all we've got there. And then I will queue that. No, I won't. No, I won't. Alright. Create CIWS. Did I just do what I think I did? I did. Ah, dang it. I put all the power and production onto the sensor guy. Alright, so let's start with the cheaper ones first then, shall we? Here we go. Alright, there's that. 6,000, 12,000, 30,000, 30,000, 30,000, 45,000, 67,000. Alright. Power and propulsion. Get the 16. That will get done almost instantaneously. The 80, the 160, and then the 10,800. Alright. Next, missiles and kinetics. Start with the cheap. Q, 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 Q. And if you haven't noticed, I'm not one to balk at an expensive research project, so we don't have any more that we can do. So we need to let all this stuff cycle through, which is going to take several years at this rate, before we can get to energy weapons, defensive systems, and that's it. But yeah, I don't care about the cost of research, because if you come in here and go all projects, right, and you look down here, right, 160,000. Oh my God, sorry, I bumped my microphone really hard. That's probably blasted your ears out if you got your headphones on. 1.5 million, no, those are 150,000s. Okay. 1.2 million in biology and genetics. Now, if you come down here to like power and propulsion, right? 2.5 million, 1.5 million, 1 million, 2 million, 2 million, 1 million, 500,000, 600,000, 375,000. The cost of some of these research projects is just insane. I don't think it quite goes up to a 10 million, but I do believe one of them somewhere is like 5 or 6. Yeah, 5 million for photonic drive technology, which is the most powerful drive you can get in the game. So 5 million research points for that. So, yeah, 30,000 research points in the grand scheme of things, that's nothing. It really is nothing. 1 million here, 2 million here, 500,000 there, 1 million to, yeah, so when you see, when you're watching other YouTubers and they're like, oh my God, that's 4,000 research points or 20,000 research points or something, I just kind of laugh, because it's yes, it's expensive. However, the scientists you have now, with a research lab of 25 and a research speed of 35%, is the same kind of scientists that you're going to have. I hate to admit it, but it's true. When you're trying to do one of these research projects that's worth 3, 4, 6 million. So, yeah, in the grand scheme of things, 30,000, that's a drop in the bucket. So, I really hope you enjoyed this episode. I'm sorry it was so heavily geared towards setting up research. If I realized it was going to be that much of a pain in the butt to set all that up, I would have done it ahead of time. However, you guys at least got to see that. So, until next time, I really hope you enjoyed this. Y'all take care. Don't forget to hit that like button down below, to hit that subscribe button so you know when the next time an episode comes out. Y'all have a wonderful, wonderful day. I'm Loquid. Peace out.